Welcome to Moments with Munch. Today, we're going to test our air brake system. There's 11 steps to this, so if you watch this video and you study, and I don't screw up, you should be good. Let's secure the vehicle. So the first thing we're going to do is get our wheel chocks in. Why did I have to do this in the rain? Okay. That opened up. And for me, we can just put them in at the drive axle. We don't have to go put them in at the trailer. Come on now. Get over. Chocks are in. Vehicle secure. Oh, good Lord, I need a bigger shirt. Okay, we're back in the truck. So these are the steps we're going to cover. Read that. We already did number one, the securing thing. We did that. Okay, moving forward. So now I've got you all mounted on my face. You're going to see exactly what I see. So we're going to start with step number one, which is the inspection and measurement of our pushrod stroke. Now I'm going to try and keep my head movements here to a minimum so that you guys don't get all nauseous and puke in the classroom or at home. So again, step one, we're going to inspect brake adjustment. Now to do this, we have to make sure that both these buttons right here are pushed in and all of our spring brakes are released. That one was already in, but push them both in. Once that's done, we're going to key on the truck and start it and see where our pressure's at. Oh, we might not need to start it. Look at that. We're already about 105. Shh, shh, shh. Okay, so we only need to be between 90 and 100. So I'm just going to bring the pressure down just a wee bit, just to put us at just around 100 PSI there. Now, between 90 and 100. Okay, that's good. So we're going to key off. We'll leave it in the accessory position. So again, both buttons in, 90 to 100 on the gauge, and key off in the accessory position. We're going to head outside and take the first measurement of our pushrod. The stupid horn is going off. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm going to measure from the face of the chamber right to the tip of the yoke of the pushrod. Gives us about 3 7/8. Come on. Now I'm going to grab this stick here, and we're going to put that, or I got to open this up a bit, here, like this, and tighten that down like that, and put that on there. Unlock the wheel first. Come on, Adam. And then put that there. And then what we're going to do is you're going to get up and push that down, and then lock it into place. Okay, stay still, stay still. Okay, good. Full brake application. Now, we'll grab the measuring tape here again, and we'll remeasure to the same 2 points. So we had 3 7/8. Now we got 5 1/4. Oh, wait, maybe about 5 3/8. So that gives us a total stroke of 3 7/8 to 5 3/8. That's 1.5 inches. So we've got 1.5 inches of stroke. So what you guys will tell me is that this is a size 24 long stroke chamber. See the square port right here? I know it's a 24 just because, well, I know. Square port means it's a long stroke. So the adjustment limit's 2 inches. So you'll tell me I got 1.5 inches. If I had measured anything over 2 inches, the truck is defective. Okay. Now you're going to come back inside the truck, and we're going to move on to step number 2, which is doing an air loss rate test. So the cool thing about this one, you're going to grab your phone. My phone's over here, but it's currently recording, so don't use my phone. But what you're going to do is remind me that both buttons are in. Pressure is still at about 90 PSI, so we're still within operating range, and we have a full brake application made. So you're already set up to do the air loss rate test. So all you have to do is tell me, we're at about 90 pounds in normal range. I'm going to start a timer for 2 minutes. Wait a minute. What did I say? Sorry, 1 minute. I'm going to start a timer for 1 minute, and we're going to see if we lose more than 4 PSI, because this is a truck and trailer combination. So, start our timer. Well, I mean, you guys will have your own timer in your hand. So after the minute's up, you're going to tell me that, well, we didn't lose any pressure of greater than 4 psi, and we didn't hear any audible leaks. But if we lost more than 4 pounds or had any audible leaks, then the truck is defective. Once that's done, then you take the stick out. Then you take the stick out. Then you take the... Come on, get out of there. Stick out. Okay, now we're going to move on to step number 3, which is testing the automatic application of our trailer spring brakes. Grab that button right there, pop it out. Did you hear that? Did you hear that sound? That was the spring brakes on the trailer automatically applying. You can take this button out too. It doesn't really matter if it stays in or out. It's really annoying if it keeps honking at you. So again, pull the button out. That's it. You're going to hear at the trailer, and then once you hear that, you just tell me that the trailer spring brakes applied automatically, and if they didn't, the truck is defective. Okay, let's break the video before I move on to the next one. Okay, so for the next test now, since we just pulled that red button out, that means that we've cut supply to the trailer, so our tractor protection valve should be closed. So we're going to test that now. So this is actually, I think it's actually step number 5, because step number 1 was secure the vehicle, then it was brake adjustment, then it was air loss rate, then it was automatic application of the trailer spring brakes. Oh yeah, so now it's tractor protection valve. So red button is out. Come back here. We're going to yank the blue line off. Just let her hang down, like right here, someplace. So, okay. And then you come back here, push on the brake pedal, and listen. If you hear, like, coming out of that blue line, that's not good. Okay, so we don't hear nothing. So it's not leaking. That means that the tractor protection valve has sealed up properly, and it's good. Now, if we did hear leaks coming out of the blue line, that means the tractor protection valve did not seal properly, and the truck will be defective. So now we're going to move on to test number 6, which is draining the air, inspecting our air tanks. So underneath this secret trap door here, we've got 2 cables, one here, one here, and we're going to give each of them a pull. Now, normally you would start with the wet tank, but this truck has what's called an ADIS system, meaning an air dryer incorporated system, and the wet tank is purged automatically when the dryer opens. So we're just going to pull the primary and secondary here. So we're going to start with the secondary, which is the one on the left. That sounds pretty clean, and sounds like the valve is resealed. I didn't notice any excessive contamination. That's our primary. And I also noticed that the valve is resealed. The air sounds clean. It doesn't have that, like, sound to it. So we know that it's free of any contaminants. If the valves did not seal properly or there was excessive contamination, then the vehicle would be defective. Okay, now we're moving on to number 7. So we're going to test the air pressure buildup time. We're going to key on, and we're going to test the efficiency of our compressor as to how quickly it builds pressure in the system. So this test has to start with pressure below 80 psi, and we already are. So we're down just below 75, so that's good. So let's fire up the truck. So once we, once we get to, I do apologize for that. I have to remind myself sometimes I'm recording. Once we get to 85 psi, you will have a timer in your hand, stopwatch, timer, whatever you have, and we're going to start a timer when we get to 85. Now, I know I said the test starts below 80, but no, we don't start the timer until we get to 85. There's a 5-pound difference there, and I probably told you why in class. So that's probably 80 there. Even though they're in 50 psi increments, we know top dead center is 75. So start the test below 80, wait till it gets to right about here, 85, start your timer. You're not allowed to rev it up. You can't give it fuel. It's got to stay between 600 and 900 RPM. So we'll say that's, I don't know, 15 seconds so far. That would be 20, 25-ish. Oh yeah, and that button's got to be out, but it is already, so that's okay. 30. And we're at 100. So we'll say that took 35 seconds. Now you'll tell me that if it took anything more than 2 minutes, then the truck would be defective. So again, start the test under 80 PSI, wait till it gets to 85, start a timer, time it from 85 to 100 without giving it fuel, make sure the red button's out. When you get to 100, tell me how long it took. Anything more than 2 minutes, truck's defective. So now we're gonna test the governor cut out. So now we can give it fuel, because there's no rule saying that you can't help it build on this test. Every test you have to build up the pressure you can help it, except for that air pressure buildup. So now we're on test number, I think we're on number 8 now. So we're watching to see when where the gauges build up to when we hit max cutout pressure, and you're going to hear it on the dryer. Maybe we should open the window. Shh, here it comes. There it was. There was just a little bit of a that you just heard. That was the dryer purging. So now we have cut out at about, we're going to go with about 130 PSI, which is good, as long as we cut out in between 100 and 145 PSI. So now what we're going to do is drop our pressure down to see if we cut back in about 20-25 pounds below the cutout. So we cut out at 130. Let's slowly drop it down by pumping the brake pedal about 20-25 pounds, or apparently 30 pounds. I gave it a little bit too much. Well, let's see if it builds back up. And you'll know that it builds up when you see the gauges rise up, or that we've cut in. Cut in means gauges come up. Yeah, we cut in, we're good, we're starting to build. So that has to happen no lower than 80 PSI. So again, we cut out at 130, which is between 100 and 145. Bang on. Now we drop it about 20-25 pounds to see if we cut in above 80. We dropped it down to 100. I went a little bit too far, but that's okay. It did cut in. As long as it cuts in over 80, we are good. So now we're going to test the low air warning alarm. Dropping pressure, again, pumping the brake pedal. Okay, the low air warning just came on, but there is individual lights for these two gauges, so we just crossed 75. So that one just came on right around 65. Watch for the little red light here. That one just came on right about 65 as well. So 65 PSI, the low air warning alarm activated. If it comes on below 55 PSI, or if it does not come on at all, then the truck is defective. So now what we're going to do is rebuild our pressure right back up to normal range. And we're going to move on to testing these spring brakes to make sure that they hold the vehicle when we try and move. So we're just letting pressure rebuild now. I'll probably cut this and come back. While we're waiting for this to build up, we can go take the wheel chock out. So we're just going to remove the front wheel chock because we're doing this in a forward direction. So slide that out to the side. We're going to get back in the truck. And now we're going to pick one of these two spring brakes to test first. So whatever one you leave out is the one you're testing. So let's try our trailer first, which means we're going to leave that one out. Release the truck, trailer's applied, over here, right there. Put it in gear. Off the brake pedal, and we're just going to give a little shot of fuel. Okay, that's good. We didn't move. Everything's shaking. We pulled a little bit. Okay, that's where we're going to move these two around. So go back to neutral, yellow out, red in. Back to drive. And again, a little bit of fuel. Good, and we're holding. Awesome. So we didn't move and the spring brakes held. Make sure you re-secure everything. And you will tell me that the truck didn't move, but if the truck did move with the spring brakes applied, then the vehicle would be defective. We got a whole plethora of lights on the dash here. Spring brakes held. If they didn't hold, truck would be defective. Now what we're going to do is Oh yeah, the legal statement. So now you're going to tell me that you just did all these tests and everything is passed. This is step number 11. All these tests passed, everything worked, and if we did find any defects, we would have to report the defects immediately and tell me that it is illegal to drive a defective truck. That's it. We're done. Yeah, that was 11 steps. So to recap once again, it was step number 1, secure the vehicle. Step number 2, inspect the brake adjustment. So I showed you how to do all that. Step number 3 was the air loss rate test. That was making sure we didn't lose more than 4 PSI over the course of a minute. Step number 4 was to test the automatic application of the trailer spring brakes. Test number 5 was tractor protection valve. 6 was inspecting the air tanks. 7 was the air pressure buildup time. 8 was the governor cutout and the governor cut-in setting. 9 was the low air warning alarm. 10 was testing our spring brakes to make sure we don't move. And 11 was the legal statement. Okay, so I hope you guys do okay. Okay, bye.